Hey guys, we're gonna get going today with a full foundation routine. First of all, I'm gonna start with my pre-makeup routine, which I cleansed earlier. Well, I did a face mask and then I moisturized. I used the detoxifying face mask, and then I come in with the toning spritz. And then just spray that all over. And then I let that dry. And then I will come in with, I have really dry skin, so I use the Hydrating face primer, and the toning spritz also helps to keep my skin moisturized. And so my makeup doesn't dry out or soak into my skin. And then I use the Hydrating face primer. And you just need like a tiny little squirt. A little bit goes a long way. And then I mostly focus it on my areas that have large pores, which is going to be right here around my nose and on the tip of my nose. And then on my forehead, I'll do it. It's got lots of forehead creases. And then whatever's left, I'll just put all around the rest of my face, under my eyes. And then I'll actually come in with my setting spray. Now I know you're thinking you haven't even done your makeup yet, why are you using setting spray? But I like to set it on both ends, from beneath my makeup and then on the surface of my makeup. So before and after, that way my makeup is not gonna budge, it's not gonna go anywhere, it'll be on all day and it'll look flawless the rest of the day. So that is what I do before I get started on my foundation. That is key, it's crucial. It has made such a difference in the way that my foundation wears throughout the day and the way that it looks. It doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look powdery, it doesn't set into my pores. I swear by it. So try that out. Toning spritz, primer, setting spray, in that order. After you've cleansed and moisturized and all that. You always want to start with a clean face, of course. And then we're ready to get going on our makeup. So now that the primer and the toning spray and the setting spray and all that has dried, we're ready to get going on our foundation. We're gonna be doing the spray foundation today in Velour, and then the loose powder foundation in Poplin. Now if you hear little cute baby noises, got my little man sitting over there, he's 7 months. He's gonna be joining us today, so you'll probably be hearing some baby sounds coming from over there. So first of all, shake up the foundation. This is aerosol, and then I'm gonna get my kabuki brush, hold it pretty close so that it doesn't spray everywhere. A lot of overspray, and then I'll just do like 2 sprays per area. And I'll do 2 for the forehead, and then that is usually enough to cover the whole face. And then we're gonna go in and blend it in. And then you want to get on the eyelids as well, so everything is nice and uniform. Bring it down under your chin. I know it looks really light, but we're gonna deepen it, the coverage and the shade with the loose powder foundation as well. Now the spray foundations, I've noticed, tend to be a little bit lighter than the liquid foundation, but once it dries as well, it doesn't look as light. So don't worry about that. Now I'm gonna get some stick foundation in the shade Organza, and I'm just gonna rub some of it off onto my fingertip, and then I'm stick that underneath my eyes. And do that to conceal. I'll use this as a concealer because the cream foundation is really thick and it is full coverage. And it's going to cover up all the dark circles. And then I'm going to come in right away and get the loose powder foundation, or this is pressed powder, in Scarlet. I'm going to do that and dab it under my under eyes just to kind of lighten and brighten everything up. I kind of use it as a sort of like baking. Their foundations are just, you can use them as like a finishing powder as well. And this is like flat-sided, so it really helps to get right under there, get everything pressed in. And then I'll get a wet blending bud that's been, I would wring it out in the sink so it's not like soaking, but then use that to just press everything in. So there are not like any creases or anything. All right, and then we are gonna come in with loose powder foundation, and this is in the shade Poplin. You could do it in the pressed powder as well. Either one works. Okay. And then we're just gonna come in and just dab that on. And then even when you go in here, you're gonna wanna tap it off with the loose foundation. The pressed powder you won't be picking up as much. You can swirl it around in the lid just to get some of the excess off. I'm absolutely in love with these powder foundations because they're just like set right in. They don't leave a powdery finish like you would expect from a powder foundation, which I've had that experience with a lot of other brands. That doesn't happen with these. They just give you the most flawless airbrushed finish, and it's like silky smooth. It's amazing. I am in love with these, so highly recommend. So now once we have that on, I am going to contour with this pressed powder, and this is in the shade Cypress. This you can contour with a powder foundation as well. So I use the tapered blusher brush, which is just like narrow, and you can like turn it and get the depth that you want, but it just goes right in the hollows of your cheeks. And then I'm just gonna dab a little bit, tap it off. I'm just gonna get a little bit of the contour here. And I try not to go down too far. I like to do like 3 finger widths. And then I turn it and swirl just to blend it out. See that? All the way up to the hairline. Okay. Okay, and then once we've done that, we are gonna come in with this blush in the shade Supple, which is just a really pretty peachy pink. I'm just gonna try to keep it more towards just the apples of the cheek. Smile. To help push up the apple so you can see where that is. So that just gives you some more color. It's not so like flushed and blah. Even with the contour, I feel like you need some blush just to give you some color. Oh, you know what? I did not finish contouring. We're gonna get a little bit of that. We're gonna come up around our forehead and just blend it out. Hair in the way. And that gives you just such a bronzy, golden summer tan kind of a look, even if you don't have the sun. And then we're gonna do a little bit down on our jawline. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't finish contouring at all. And I like to use the contour brush to do along the side of my nose because it's a little bit thinner. It's not gonna give me such a wide nose contour. And a little bit under the bottom of my lip, just gonna get you more of a pout once your lipstick's on. And now we are going to highlight. Got this Touch a la Mode highlight, and this one is in Lustrous. You can just get it and just tap a little bit off with your fingers. And I'm gonna just a little bit along here. down the front of my nose. And that just makes everything shine. Gives me such a nice glow. Brightens everything up. Alright, and then we're gonna set all of that with some setting spray, our top layer. And let that dry, and we're good to go to move on to the rest of our makeup. Alright, there you guys go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.